Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Kal Halalamiya Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hakwadash. Welcome to another video. But before I get started, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders, and all the teachers of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. I want to say peace and salutation to all the men on the highways and the byways, on the internet, who's pushing this word throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their lives daily. To you, brothers, I say shalom. And to the Akwat, who's just sitting back, paying attention, listening, learning, being the help in silence. To you, I say shalom. I wanted to jump into a lesson today, and the title of this lesson is going to be called You Cannot Sell a Dream Looking Like a Nightmare. Let me say that again. You cannot sell a dream looking like a nightmare. Prior to now, America looked great from the outside. People were, glorifying America, idolizing America, putting America on a pedestal. But as time goes on, as the end gets closer, America, which is considered Babylon the Great in the Bible, started looking like a nightmare, especially right now, right? And there's a lot of people from around the world, the Caribbean, South, Central America, even in Europe, like people from all over the world, they still see America as the land of opportunity. They see it as the land of freedom, wealth. They think it's a safer society. They think success thrives in Babylon the Great. I mean, yes, success thrive for a certain demographic of people or a certain type of people, right? They think that they would actually find a better life in America, right? But that's not the case. That's not the case. There's a whole different picture of America right now because people have now understand. In fact, the world understands that instead of prosperity in America, you guys are now acquiring debt. Debt through student loans, debt through high interest rate on credit cards, debt through mortgage, debt through rent, and a lot of people is debt through the medical system, because you get sick and you go to the medical system. What's going to happen? You're going to acquire debt, something that you're not going to get out of if you don't have any insurance. And even having life insurance, sometimes it doesn't make any sense, right? You guys now acquire stress instead of a peace of mind. When you were in Jamaica or when you were in your home country, at least if you want to eat, you can go to your neighbor's house or you can go to the store and buy a little thing. And what I'm saying, we call it run a boat, right? You go to America now, you have no neighbor, you have no friends. You come to, like, I'm in Canada, and the only friends I have really is the brotherhood, right? Because I live in a condo with over 500 units, and I tell you this, I don't know anyone in the building, right? So there's no unity. There's just straight division. In Jamaica, we have unity. Your entire community is your unity, right? You come here, now you got surveillance because you got the government spying on you through your text messages, through your social media apps, right? Facial recognition everywhere. You got the police eyeing you because you're of a certain skin color. high cost of living instead of the opportunity that you came here for, right? So now you guys have been jumped in a hamster wheel, right? But they sold you a dream. They sold you a dream, and that dream is actually a nightmare. And today, I'm going to use the Bible to show you how that dream has become a freaking nightmare, right? Because why? Because Babylon the Great, which is America, has fallen, is falling, and it's continuing to decline as we get closer and closer to the end. Now, the first precept I want to bring out is Revelation 18 and verse 2. In fact, let me start at verse 1. It says, "And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and he's become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean, unhateful bird." Now, let's jump into this. It says, "And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen." So, from where we're standing now and we're looking at America, we see prosperity. We see people getting rich. We see people, what I'm saying, it was so called having a better life, but it's not. It's actually fallen. It has fallen from the inside out. You call that an implosion, right? How? Because they're $40 trillion in debt. You can't stop working a day in your life because if you stop working, you can't eat. Your rent can't be paid. You're living in a hamster wheel, right? Is fallen and become the habitation of devils. So we know these devils, the habitation of devils. So the habitation and habitat, it's a place where people rest, right? And it says habitation of devils, so meaning there's devils resting in America, right? Look at the Epstein file. The entire government is on the Epstein file. The entire government has all the wealth. The word devil just means deceiver. These people have been deceiving you from the inception of America. But right now it's more pronounced. Now you're seeing it. Now you're actually seeing it because the Most High has been revealing their secrets. Pursuant to Habakkuk 2 and 16, the Most High have uncovered their secret places. Their foreskin has been uncovered. So now we're seeing the actual devils in America. And it says, and the whole of every foul spirit. So there's evil spirits roaming around in America right now. Hence the reason why some of you people can't make it. Hence the reason why some of you people have to work constantly to survive. You don't even have a savings account. If you get sick today, do you have an emergency fund to take you to the hospital? No, you don't. You have to go to the public healthcare system, which doesn't really give a shit about you, especially if you're not white, so-called, right? Now, I want to get one more. I want to get Revelation 18 and 11. It says, "And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore." Right. Why did I read that? Just to show you that America is a place where people prospered. They lived a lavish lifestyle, right? Fifth Avenue have the most expensive stores, right? It says, "And the merchants of the earth shall weep." So the people of the earth are going to weep based on the destruction of America because they're not going to be making any more money from her. For nobody buy their merchandise anymore. Yeah, because America was the land of consumption, right? They used to just consume, but there's no money anymore. People are in debt. People are going into debt daily trying to survive, right? This is exactly what a fallen kingdom looks like. And the Most High told us about this in the Bible. That's why we're not surprised. We are not surprised that these things are happening. Babylon the Great is collapsing from the inside out. It's called an implosion. right? So even though they might look strong, they might talk proud and strong, it's rotten from the inside, man. It's like a rotten teeth. It's rotten from the inside, and when it gets to the when you start seeing it, that's when it's too late. The nerve is exposed, pain and suffering, right? At least with your rotten teeth, you could take balm for the pain. But America, there's no balm that's gonna heal America. No, right? So that dream that you went there for has now become a bondage because now you can't leave. Now you're stuck. Now you're stuck in debt, paying for that car, paying for that house. You got that job that you have to stay in because if you leave that job, you probably, I'm saying, won't get another one because there is no job there, right? A lot of you people, let me get a piece up real quick. This is Habakkuk 2:6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, speaking about America, and a taunting proverbs against him, again speaking about America, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. So America, this thick clay is going into heavy debt. So America is under heavy debt, and you Babylonians are under heavy debt. Right? Many people now are crying about their credit card debt. They can't pay it off. That 21 or 22% interest rate is killing you. You guys are living on credit. You guys are living on credit. You got mortgage debt, right? And if you stop paying that, you ain't got nowhere to live because the bank is going to come take your house. So what? You have to constantly stay in that hamster wheel so you can try to pay off your credit card debt, so you can try to pay off that mortgage, so you can try to pay off that student debt. And especially if you get sick, you have to pay off that medical debt. And now you're living paycheck to paycheck, trying to pay off these debts. So how is this the land of the free and the home of the brave? How is this the land of opportunity? The land of opportunity to be in debt? Is that what this is? That's not freedom. That's complete bondage, right? And they package it like a Christmas gift. They package it like a Christmas gift and sold it to you as the American dream. Yeah. Yes, Salakia. Anyway, let me play this video real quick just to show you Wagwan.
What did the American dream mean in 1776? And how did it change over time? It's not what you think. In 1776, the American dream was about freedom and equality, a chance to create a nation free from tyranny. By the 1800s, the dream shifted to wealth and land. Manifest destiny drove Americans westward in search of fortune. After World War II, the American dream became a house, a car, and a steady job, a stable life in the suburbs. Today, the American dream is complex, home ownership, equality, and finding happiness, but it's harder to achieve for many. The American dream has evolved, but the desire for opportunity and freedom remains at its heart.
Listen, if you still want to come to America because you believe in the American dream, let me tell you something. That dream died like 30 plus years ago, and now we're living in a dream that involves paying $10 for a dozen of shitty fucking eggs, paying $2,000 a month for an apartment in the ghetto that's about 700 square feet and it has no walls. And then if you want to go to university here, you're looking at around $100,000 for a 4-year education. That's on the low end. But in those 4 years, you might get shot because everyone seems to want to shoot each other for some ungodly reason. Then you're going to graduate thinking, oh, I graduated, I have a degree now, I'm going to get a good job. Your good job is going to pay you about $40,000 starting off, maybe, and then they're going to say you're going to work 40 hours a week. When in reality, you're going to be working about 50 plus hours a week because they're going to guilt trip you in by saying, we're a family, we're a team, we help each other. And they're not going to pay you overtime for that because why would they? If they get your help for free, why would they pay you for that? Okay? Then there's no work-life balance. That company you're working for now doesn't want to give you vacation days until like maybe your second year working there. And those vacation days are maybe 4 days out of the whole entire year. That includes holidays. All right. Then if you're sick, too bad you still have to come to work. Okay. Then if you want to buy groceries, your groceries are going to be your whole entire paycheck because no one can afford to eat here anymore. God, I go to the grocery store for 4 things. It's like $50. I'm just saying it sucks living here. I don't want to live here. I want to leave. So maybe you should rethink your whole American dream because it's not what it's all cracked up to be. Okay? Okay, love you. Bye.
And she's right. She's right about that. The so-called dream has become slavery. It's become slavery under debt. Now, let me get one precept real quick. This is Proverbs 22 and verse 7. The rich ruleth over the poor. As we can see, the people at the top, they're all millionaires. They went into office $100,000 in wealth or for a paycheck, right? But now all of a sudden they become millionaires. All of them. There's no broke politician. There's no politician living paycheck to paycheck. There's no politician who's not a millionaire in America. How is that possible? It says the rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. So we go out and we borrow money from these banks. So now we are subject, we are servants, right? To who? The lender, right? So now we're constantly in a hamster wheel trying to work to pay off these debt, right? That is slavery in itself. So that dream that they sold you is not an actual dream. It's a freaking nightmare. It is a friggin' nightmare. Let me grab two precepts for you real quick. I want to grab Ecclesiastes 2:23. For all his days are sorrows. His who? The Israelites, us. We are the ones who under debt. And his travail, grief. Yea, his heart taketh not rest in the night. This is also vanity. This is the Israelites it's speaking about because we're the ones who's always, there's no rest. Let me get one more precept for you just to solidify what I'm saying. This is Deuteronomy 28:65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease. So it doesn't matter where you go, it's going to be the same thing. If you go to the Chinese, if you go to the Arab, if you go to the Spaniards, if you go to the Babylonians, there's no ease, right? You shall find no ease. It says, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. So you won't be resting, man. You're always going to be on that hamster wheel, running, trying to make 2 ends meet, trying to cover your debt, credit card debt, mortgage, car, right? It says, but the Lord Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart, yeah, because you're going to always be worried. How are you going to pay your bills? What if you get sick? How's your family going to survive? And failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. And this is a curse unto you, so-called Latinos, Blacks, and Native Americans. Right? This is a curse unto you. Why? Because you defy the laws of the Most High. In Baruch 4:6, it says, you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you move Yahweh B'Shem Yashai to wrath. Right? So what you're going through now is because you moved the Most High to wrath. You pissed him off. So he's punishing you. And this is the reason why the hamster wheel can never stop. Right? This is the reason why you work nonstop just to survive. Right? Your salary is not increasing, but your rent is rising, the food is rising, insurance is rising, bills are rising. Yes, your wages are not rising. What kind of thing this? What kind of world you're living in? You're living in a world that's controlled by some wicked ass people, man. Hence the reason why Job 9:24 is so accurate. That's the reason why Job 9:24 is so accurate. Now, I got one more precept for you before I can close this off. One more. Now, this is Haggai 1 and verse 6. It says, ye have sown much, meaning you have worked so much, and bring in little. So the money that you're bringing in is not enough. Ye eat, yes, you are eating. Yeah, we are eating. But hear what it says, but ye have not enough. Yeah, because you have to spread your money on rent, car note, insurance, medical bills, all of these things. Your money is spread thin, so you're not eating enough. In fact, you're not eating food with substance, right? And it says here, ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. He clothed you, but there is no warmth. And he that earneth wages to put in it into a bag with holes. Yeah, because you go out today for the week and you're working, and when you get paid, by the time you reach home, The money is done because all the money has leaked through your wallet. It has leaked through your bank account. Your car note came out. Your insurance came out. Your utilities came out. You paid for your credit card. You paid all the debts or the bills that you have to pay. And then when you're ready to go eat, there's not enough. You're ready to go drink something, there's not enough. You have no leisure money. You have no money to go have a drink with a friend. No, you're broke, right? Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of your time, of thy time. Meaning, with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the book, you know exactly what's going on, right? Separate yourself from this wicked society. Micah 2:10. This is not your rest. So just know that this is not the end all be all, right? It's not the end all be all, right? And with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodas, Shalom.